Hi, welcome back to Gray is Gorgeous. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to my humble channel. If you don't have gray hair, that's totally fine. I do makeup and things for women in our age group, and so anyone can watch my channel. So let's get started. We're going to do a regular eyeshadow look today. I'm going to be using a very simple palette that is everyday drugstore, very inexpensive, and we're going to give it a trial run today. So I'm going to give you kind of a first impression as I haven't worn this before. And it is the LA Girl Eye Luxe Mesmerizing Palette. It's this one here. It's got some lovely earth tones in it, and it looks like they're all matte, which is great for women in our age group. So let's check it out. You can get these at CVS, generally carries LA Girl. Sometimes I confuse this with LA Colors, but no, it's LA Girl. So let's take it for a spin. Hopefully it will go on good for us and you'll like it. So I have my eyebrows on already, and I have all my eyelids prepped and everything, my normal thing that I do. If you don't follow me on my channel, I use the Yoa the Yoa brow pencil in blonde, and Joa, as you may know, at CVS. And I love this. I am loving this in the cool blonde. And I also am using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer as my shadow base, and this is in number 10. And then I generally set my shadow and I set my brows with the Wet n Wild Brulee single shadow that I just swirl. And I'm actually going to, because I prepped my face today and then I went out and did my grocery shopping. So I'm going to just put a little bit more on and just make sure that surface is ready to accept color. So I find that it's good to wear a primer or at least a concealer under your eyeshadow, because I think it adheres better, it lasts longer all day. It also prevents creasing from the natural oils in your skin. And I've used eyeshadow primer before, and I don't really see the difference between that and using the concealer as primer, but do whatever you feel works best for you. That's always my motto here on Gray is Gorgeous, so do that. So let's get into this palette. Okay, so we've got, let me just take you around the palette here. What attracted me to this palette was this dark brown shade. Now this shade is like a marriage between a black and a brown. And that's what I really liked about it. It looks like it's more brown, but it's a very cool brown, and it's very dark, and I thought that would look really good. And then there's this taupe color here, which is really nice, a very nice neutral look. You can get a day or night look out of this palette. Then it has a little pop of a camel color here, which looks like that. So that's kind of nice. That's not too bad, very neutral. And then it has this beautiful light shade up here, which will seem to work with most skin tones. So that's the color story here. And I am really liking it at first glance. And feeling it on my fingertips, I can feel it has moisture. So it does not feel chalky, which is a really important thing for me. I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't like my shadows to feel chalky. I like them to feel smooth and have some kind of a flex in it, not that it just kind of sits on the surface. All right, so we're going to go into this palette, and I am using a brush that I got at Walgreens. I'm going to show you this. If I can get this wrapper open. All right, so this is an eyeshadow brush. It's a two-ended brush. It's got a placement head on one side and a fluffy on the other. And I'm thinking this will work pretty good. This is very inexpensive. If you're just starting out wearing more makeup, as you started to go gray, you realized you need some color on your face, and you're just playing with stuff. It's a good place to start. Now, I have never purchased any of Walgreens brushes, so I do not know the overall quality. They're not as nice as a lot of brushes are. They're really, you know, they're inexpensive, so you get what you pay for, but I think this will do. So let's give it a spin and see how we like it. I wanted to use a brush that you could purchase because the ones that I had when I decluttered are ones that have been discontinued, some of them, and so I feel like when I'm doing videos, I should use the brush that you're able to get your hands on if you feel like you want to have the same type of a tool to use. So, but use your brush set. If you have an existing brush set, use what you have. All right, so I'm going to go in with this dark color, and I'm going to be placing this color right here, and I'm going to pat place. Okay, it's not as dark as I thought it would be, and I have really light skin, but ooh, is it pretty. And this brush, by the way, FYI, just feeling it, this is a first impression on this brush because I've never used this before. It's very soft. So this is good, okay? This is good for our skin. It's very soft, and it seems to be blending that out quite nicely. And the shadow does not seem chalky at all. So, and it's laying down beautifully on first. So my first impression so far of the shadow is it's lovely. It really, really is good. And I'm just taking care of the hooded lid situation by darkening that area that is most puffy so that it retracts or goes back a little bit so it doesn't look as puffy, if you will. So, okay, this shadow is, I don't know if it's the brush or the shadow, but I am ever so impressed with this shadow. Now, just to be fair, I don't think have I ever used high-end shadow. I don't think I've ever purchased high-end shadow ever. Wow. Okay, wait. My mom had some long comb when I was in high school, and I used that. It was like in a shadow single, like similar to this, and that was a long time ago. Oh, I think I was like 15 or 16, but I have not used any other than maybe long before COVID when you could, sample stuff. I put it on the back of my hand, but I've never used high-end shadow before. So just to be fair to you, to let you know that, my evaluations of drugstore shadows, I can't really compare it to anything high-end, but if the formula works, then it works. And this one is definitely working. It's very nice. And it's not too dark, actually. I thought it was going to be a little bit darker. That's why I bought it, because I thought this palette would pair nicely, this particular color, with other palettes that I have. And it's a great everyday palette. All right, and then we're going to go in, and I could have used this lighter taupe color here as a crease color, but I didn't. So I'm going to take the fluffy end of the brush now, and I'm going to go into that taupe, and what I'm going to do, let's see, the dust off isn't, yeah, there's a little bit. There's definitely dust off. I'm just going to graze the top of that darker color up here and just kind of blend that a little bit in so that there's a transitional shade there, if you will, before it goes to my brow. Now I am going to highlight the brow, but I'm just cleaning that edge up, that line right there that I created with that darker color. It is a dark color. But so far I am loving this. This is great. And please keep in mind where you put your shadow has a lot to do with your eyes and your eyelids and how much real estate you have. I know I say that. I like to say that because placement, there's probably great videos on YouTube on where to place your eyeshadow for your different eye shapes and what you're trying to achieve. So you might want to check out some videos first on that. And I don't have any coming to mind right now. Just maybe YouTube search shadow application for eye shape or something like that. I'm sure you will get something. Probably someone who knows a lot more than I do. All right, so that's what I'm doing there. Then I'm going to take this lightest shade here, and I'm just using this 2N brush. I'm not going to go into another brush. So I'm going to take the placement side, and I'm going to wipe it off. And I have my microfiber washcloth, which you get in a 3-pack at the Dollar Tree. FYI, these are great because I ran out of my Kleenex, and since I'm doing the trying to bear in mind helping our planet out, I am not buying any more Kleenex unless it's 100% recycled, made with 100% recycled paper. All right, so I'm going to go into that lighter shade, and I'm just going to pop that. Okay, that shade is pretty white. I'm going to pop that underneath my brow, just under there, just to bring that forward again. And I'm going to take it down a little bit on my lid here. This shadow is really, really nice. My first impression is I really like this. I love the way it goes on. I don't know if it's the brush or it's kind of both. This brush is the bomb. Hello. It was $4. And it's really all you need for your eyes. I mean, you got your placement side and you got your fluffy side. The only thing you'd be missing is if you were to do liner, although you might be able to get this guy here. It's a little too fluffy. I don't know if you can see that. A little too fluffy to do liner. It might do liner. All right, so that's the look I'm going for. I don't think I'm going to use the camel today, that little corner part. So I'm just using the 3 shades in it. But this is such a great neutral palette, isn't it? And I love the container it comes in. It's nice and narrow, and it's sturdy feeling. It's not cheapo. I like it. It's nice. So for $5, hey, I think we have a winner. All right, so I'm going to take the fluffy side of the brush. I'm going to wipe it off on my towel, and I'm just going to kind of blend all of this and kind of make it look real nice. Not really great at the whole blending thing. And just as a disclaimer, I'm not a makeup artist. I attended a weekend seminar to put on makeup, to learn skills of putting on makeup when I sold beauty control. So, all right, so good. We've got that on. So now we're going to go with liner. Now we could line. Let's do it. Let's see if this brush can do it. And let's go into that dark shade, and we're going to put that with a little bit more intensity. We're going to take that placement side, and we're going to press that right here. Huh? It makes a thick line. So if you want a thin line, I would go with a thinner brush, but it works. Now, if you had to take your makeup with you and you wanted to travel real light, this double-ended brush would be a good partner. It would work well. Enough. Just put it that way. And I'll put it down in the description box below if you're interested. And by the way, I don't think I've ever said this on video, have I? Not sure. But all of the links that I supply to you are courtesy links. They're just me going online, cutting and pasting the links and putting them in. There's no commissions, nothing. It's just so you're just going to go to the site, and I always try to find sites that are really safe to go to, like Walmart, Walgreens, Target, not any kind of weird off the road site unless I can't find the item somewhere else. But I try to look for sites that are very well known, so that they're safe to click onto. Okay, not bad, huh? Now, if you like to go under your eye, you can go under your eye as well. I'm not going to be doing that. I think it closes my eye down a little bit too much, so I'm not going to go under the eye. But now I've already got the rest of my makeup on because I just wanted to show you this palette today. But I am wearing the Covergirl Advanced Radiance Powder, which, as you can see on my face today, no liquid foundation whatsoever. And for blush, because it looks like it's kind of worn off a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit more so you can see what I'm using for blush. For blush, I'm going with the Milani. This color is called Romantic Rose. I haven't used this in quite some time, but I really love this. I love the packaging. I love this blush. Now, some of their other blushes, I have to tell you, are a little bit chalky. Like that one that I showed you that had the 3 pans in it, the little 3 pans. One was a highlighter and 2 were blushes. That was a bit chalky. This one is not as chalky. But I just love this color. It's just so pretty. That color is just so, again, this is like a Charlotte Tilbury color. It's so light, so natural looking. And I think, you know, if you have light skin like myself, I think this works well. And this is the e.l.f. highlighting brush. It's a very natural look. So this is like an everyday look. It's not bright in your face. It's just giving you like that hue of color without any intensity, which is sometimes what we like, right, ladies? Sometimes we don't want to be like a lot. We just want simplicity, and this is great. So I really, I love this color. I think this is great for fair skin. I don't think it will work for my medium to dark skin sisters. You'll have to go with a slightly darker shade. And I really don't know what they have now, and there's so many new ones coming out. I don't know if they have something slightly darker, but do keep in mind if you have darker skin tone, it might not show up and you might be disappointed with it. But if you have ivory skin or creamy ivory, creamy natural, kind of that, like my skin tone, it will work really well. So really, really just a beautiful product, and love it. All right, so that's it. And then I've already have my mascara on. This is unusual, but I'm using the Bambi Eye in black brown. I love this mascara. I think it's great. It does have a plastic applicator. It seems to, it lengthens, it gives some volume, but it doesn't give a ton of volume, but it really separates the lashes. I find that the plastic applicator on it really helps to separate and define the lashes. So if you're all about that and you want a little bit of volume and you want some length, this is a great, middle of the road mascara to go to just kind of handle a little bit of everything with not too much of one thing, if that makes any sense. All right, so that's it. That's the look we got with this 4-pan eyeshadow. Thank you so much for watching as always. Click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Click the bell if you want to get notified when I upload. And if you like the video, click like. That puts me more in the algorithm. And I have more people watching me, and then my channel will grow. So thank you so much again, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.